Is Hollywood at war with YouTubers? I'm gonna say hell yeah. But you know what? We accept that challenge. We accept your war. It's been going on for a while. I watched an episode of Law and Order the other night. This episode is like 5 years old. It's more blatant now, but it was going on back then. You listen to the little words and the little dog whistle they try to put out there to get your attention, to make certain people look like extremists. It's mostly gained at conservatives, especially black men, but conservative straight men as a whole are being targeted. See, black men, we used to it. We used to being a target. Over the course of years, decades, we've developed alligator type skin. We've developed a shell of protection because we used to the bullshit. But I was watching an episode and they were just throwing all the loosey goosey stereotypical words out, calling people cucks and libtards and all kinds of nonsense. And the show was really about a conservative woman being graped. And because she was conservative, they made her sound like such of an extremist. Now, keep in mind, the show, Law and Order comes on NBC. So what would you expect from a network like that? And the show's writers are bleedy bloody liberals, and they make no bones about it. They're open about it. So of course there was gonna be a slant to the plot of the show. So they show a guy who's opposed to a lot of the BS that's going on. He's a white guy. He's pro Second Amendment. And he basically is telling people to stand up for their rights and stand up for what they believe in. And in the video, he happens to show his AR-15. So as the cops are doing their investigation, of course, they have their little sly comments and remarks about how extreme he is, and he must be a white supremacist. He must have a white hood in his closet. All the typical cards, the race cards being played. And a lot of those cards was actually being played by other white men, coming from the far left point of view, of course. But see, this is not an isolated thing. It's been going on for a while, but it has bubbled to the surface to where it's blatant in your face. This is why they want to change all the historic superheroes and turn them into something else. They call it inclusion, but it's really exclusion, because they're saying, okay, we're only going to put certain people in these roles. So basically that eliminates, in a lot of cases, it eliminates straight white men, and it eliminates straight black men. Look what they did with Black Adam. I thought that was a great movie. I loved it. Action-packed and everything. Storyline and everything. They won't even give it a sequel. They completely destroyed it. And the excuse they put out there was, The Rock came off asking for too many demands, and he wanted too much, and he wanted everything to revolve around him. And that's just a bunch of bullshit. Because any creative writers, directors would have seen that as a good thing, or at the very least took it as a challenge. You could have created a universe within a universe as far as Black Adam was concerned. That could have been a whole other spinoff into giving Black Adam's villains some light. They could have had their own individual movies as being a main protagonist of Black Adam. Just like they did with the Joker. Gave him his own individual movie. You trying to tell me they couldn't do that with Black Adam? Some of his adversaries? Creating a whole universe within a universe, and so on and so on. That was a wormhole of lucrative profit right on the table in their face. And they could have took advantage of it. But you know why they didn't want to do that? Because The Rock displayed too much masculinity in that movie. He didn't portray enough skittlism in the movie. He wasn't soft enough. He wasn't approachable enough. He didn't present himself in a way that would make people comfortable and not so offended. And he didn't massage people's feelings and emotions. That wasn't his role. He's Black Adam. He's a deity. He's there to tear shit up. The fuck you talking about? And this shit is aggravating the fuck out of me right now. It really is. And it's everywhere. Look at the video game that recently came out on, I think it might have came out on all platforms, but I know it came out on PS5. Forspoken. It's basically about a woman of color who basically she developed some kind of powers because of, I don't know, some kind of bracelet or something that they put on her. But you listen to some of the dialogue on that, and it just reeks of, I'm a woman, my taco secretes sauce once a month, so therefore you should bow down to me. And you should automatically like my game because I am woman. I'm one of the queens. And you look at the gameplay of that shit, and that shit look boring as fuck. I'm dead ass serious. That game looked boring as fuck when they first started talking about it, and then they showed like little clips of the gameplay, and I'm like, is that all it's gonna be? I'm not buying that shit. Fuck I look like. It was just why they kept pulling it back. They kept pulling it back and pulling it back. Like, okay, we're gonna release it on this date. Okay, push it back. Okay, now we're gonna release it. Okay, let's push it back again. Okay, right here, right? Nope. They was ducking and dodging release dates. They own release dates because they know then wasn't nobody feeling that shit. It got bad reviews, bad feedback, and as you can see, it's out now, and you don't hear any talk about it because it's bullshit. The game sucks, but they was trying so hard to pursue and fill a narrative. And they wanted so hard for the game to be successful so they can parlay that into a movie, a Hollywood movie. But it didn't work that way. This is why they dive in head first and knee deep into the Last of Us series on HBO Max. Oh yeah, that's the game itself was filled with like extreme toxic feminism, just ripe with it. And nobody's paying attention to that shit. They couldn't wait to make that game a fucking movie. They would have put it on a silver screen if they had the budget for it. I'm willing to bet. But they lean back. They're probably regretting it now because it has had like a little bit of success because of, you know, the bleeding libs, the left-leaning lunatics. So now they probably wishing they had threw it on a silver screen. But it's just motives. When the motives outweigh trying to create a story, trying to create a creative story, and tell it and direct it in a way that has nothing to do with how somebody looks, the story is the most important part. But they just forget all about that. No, the story is no longer important. We have to have somebody that looks like that to put them in this role. Who cares about the story? We don't care if the story is good or not. As long as we have somebody that looks like that, that's all we need. But I'm the crazy one. The guy with a mic just talking. I see you, Hollywood, and I'm sure I'm not the only YouTuber that see you, that has been seeing you for years, waging this war on YouTubers, because we the ones that are directly pointing out the bullshit, directly point it out. We the ones that will sway people one way or another if they should spend their hard-earned money and time indulging in the bullshit that you're putting out, that you're promoting, the agendas and the narrative you wish to push at every given second of the day. That's all you motherfuckers do. So yeah, we see you. And we here for the war too. We here for all the smoke. Notice how they didn't even try to attempt to make a Black Adam video game. Why not? If that was a woman of color and they came out with that movie, no matter how the movie done in the box office, no matter how it's perceived, none of that, it would not matter. Would not matter at all. The video game would have came out the same day the movie came out. Now they want to go out of their way to paint The Rock as the bad guy because of his portrayal on the screen, because he wasn't acting like no little punk walking around with painted fingernails and shit like that. That's what they really mad about. We see you, Hollywood. Y'all want to throw spears and shots, so we're going to throw them back. Because y'all lack of creativity is disgusting. As a matter of fact, y'all creativity level is in the toilet right now. It's waiting to be flushed. Rehashing movie after movie. And then movies that was classics, y'all take that shit and turn it into something completely different. Recast everybody based on what skin complexion they have, the texture of their hair, their nationality, where they're from. That's all y'all care about. And then the stories be trash all the goddamn time. all the time. But that's okay. We see y'all, even if y'all can't see me. I'm out here watching y'all bullshit. And just like how y'all like to cancel people, y'all can be canceled too. Because I'll tell you for real. And a lot of people starting to do the same thing. A lot of people watch YouTube 10 times more than regular TV. Unless it's a sporting event. And if they don't have time to watch the sporting event, they watch the highlights to that sporting event on YouTube. This is why cable TV died the way it did. Who the fuck has cable TV now? People go out and buy the Fire Stick, Roku, whatever. Pick and choose the kind of stuff they like to watch, stream this here and there, and leave all the rest alone. It's a la carte, motherfucker. Cable TV died in a dumpster. Died in a dumpster fire with the abilities of Hollywood writers. The lack of creativity has ruined movies and television as a whole. This is why Hollywood has died a slow death. This is why Hollywood is currently in hospice right now, waiting for the nurse to come in and change those dirty ass sheets. And Hollywood can't stand it. They scrambling, trying to figure out a way to stop the inevitable. It's too damn late. It became too late when people started preferring to watch stuff and listen to stuff on YouTube than to watch TV. And right now they wonder why? What's going on? Where are the people going? Why are they leaving in droves? Big Trouble in Little China, one of my favorite 80s movies of all time. Of all time. The creator said he was scared to make a sequel, a real sequel, because obviously somebody had got to him and swayed his perception and his opinion. He talking about, well, the first one was so racist. I didn't want to do another movie like that and this and that. Man, fuck out of here with that. That's what made it great. It didn't target one person. It had jokes about everybody. Black, white, Asian, whatever. See, that's another thing that has ruined Hollywood. It's all right. It's all right to make jokes about certain people and their ethnicities and how they look, but it's like taboo and oh my goodness, oh shit, it's off limits to say that about those people. No, you can't do that. You get canceled. Dave Chappelle told y'all some years ago, Twitter ain't a real place. The social media isn't a real place. Oh, you're canceled on social media. Oh, really? Oh, shit. Well, guess I'll go back outside then. In the real world. Anyway, I just had to get on this joint and spit my piece because I've been feeling kind of heated and shit because that shit did trigger me watching that Law and Order episode, and then you look around at Hollywood as a whole and how they really targeting YouTubers and the things we talk about on this platform. Men sharing with men knowledge so they won't get taken advantage of in the future. Experiences that we may or may not have had in common. We might know some people that have gone through certain things that are similar. We share information back and forth, and it has helped men who are willing to pay attention and notice the trend of the world and what's going on. It has helped them a great deal in moving forward with their lives, making better decisions, being on guard, putting themselves first. In order to get the family right, you got to put yourself first so you can be the pillar of that family. It's the only way it'll ever work. But yo, I'm gonna bounce out on that. For all my game heads out there, if you right now the only good ones out there that are masculine in nature and make no apologies about it, in my personal opinion, would be God of War and Sifu. That's it. I'm sure there's more. I haven't had time to really dabble in that. But as far as off the top of my head, those would be the only two I could recommend. But yeah, Hollywood trying to go to war with YouTubers, that shit ain't gonna work. That shit gonna backfire. Especially since a lot of the movies and shit, the shows y'all putting out is trash. Gender narrative, race narrative. People are tired of that. It's like y'all beating people over the head with it so much. Like, people are tired of that shit. Is that all y'all know how to talk about? Is that all y'all know how to point out? Obviously, because the quality of movies that have come out has been trash. Like old boy on the internet be saying, I forgot his name. Trash, trash, trash. Hollywood, trash. Movies produced by Hollywood, trash. TV shows produced by Hollywood, trash, 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 and the bucket ass trash. And they willing to die on that hill. We ain't gonna have to put Hollywood out of its misery like old Yeller. Just follow the buzzards. As Bray Wyatt used to say. Follow the goddamn buzzards. And you will find the corpse of the creativity of Hollywood. There it lies, in the stench where it belongs, with their wokeness and narrative-driven agendas. Fuck y'all. Red Blizzard 357 out.